Well, hello friends. Guess what time it is? It's time for the gift of entrepreneurship. All right. So this has been on my mind a little bit, and I wanted to share with you that there's a few sayings. There's either you're moving forward or you're going backward, but there's no standing still. And that all comes from personal development. So personal growth precedes professional growth. If you've ever heard me say that, I totally believe that. And I know for myself personally is when I am not investing in me, then I'm kind of standing still and going backwards a little bit, because everything that we create starts in our mind. Everything is created in our mindset. And so if we don't have that right on track and we're not personally developing, growing, challenging our thoughts, then there's no growth or fruit that comes out of that. So today I wanted to share just kind of 5 tips that might help you in the personal growth journey. Now, I worked for healthcare, and we had to do not personal growth, but we had to do, CEUs and different things to keep our skill set sharpened. And they were required, and we had to do so many to keep my degree, keep my all the stuff, right? And a lot of us are in that same situation, and you're growing there, but are you personally growing? The other thing that I know is that when we ask women, what are they looking for in an opportunity? And the number one thing that everyone checks is personal growth or personal development. But the first part of that word is personal. So that means that we have to take personal responsibility to grow ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it for us. It's like self-confidence comes from self. So I want to share with you thinking about 5 tips to start your personal growth journey. All right. And you may have other ones. You could put them in the comments. Let me know. But these are just 5 quick ones that I thought of that might just be something you could start today and build and grow on. Number 1 is, how do you start? Well, decide, right? Decide that you want to be on a personal growth journey. And we're all moving forward no matter what happens. Time is going by no matter what happens. And so first it's a decision. Yes, I want to develop as a person. I want to think different. Because everything starts with a thought. So if I decide, then I look for people who are where I want to be, who have been successful in the things that I want to achieve, who I admire, who I respect. And I reach out to them to say, what are you thinking? What are you listening to? What are you reading? Sometimes I ask, what are you doing? But their doing comes from the prep work of what they were thinking and what they learned and how they were growing and what they were being exposed to. Okay, so number 1, decide. Number 2, set aside time daily, weekly to personally grow. So whether that's 5 minutes a day, whether that's an hour a week, whatever that looks like, but plug it into your weekly plan sheet. Plug it into your life as a high priority, because when mama gets better, everybody gets better, right? Like when we're happy, everybody else is happy. When we're growing, everyone else is growing. And it has a ripple effect of doing that. Number 3, what are some things you could actually do? So podcasts, audiobooks, read a book, just 5 pages a day. I'm happy to share some of my favorite personal growth podcasts, people I listen to, books that I read or have read. And I'm always looking for more. So put in the comments things that you guys might want to share for personal growth. Now, prior to my business, I read like Danielle Steele books and romance novels. And I really haven't read any of those since I started my business, because my time invested in one place is time away from another place. And I want to make sure that my energy and time that I am investing has a good return on it, right? So that's number 3, podcast, audiobook, a book, plugging into events, plugging into workshops, the Global Leadership Summit, like all kinds of amazing things you could do. Just ask me. Number 4 is make personal development a priority. Now, because we prioritize something doesn't mean it takes all of our time. It just means we're going to prioritize a piece of time to put it into our day or our week. And I'm encouraging all of us, myself included, to look at our day and see, where do I actually waste 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whether it's scrolling, watching something crazy on TV, chit-chatting with someone about nothing really, or even something negative. What do I do? What do you do with your lunchtime? What do you do? Like, literally, you could personal develop while you're sitting in the bathroom on a break for 5 minutes, right? So you deserve to personally grow. You are worth it. So ask the question, how can I put personal growth a priority in my life? Where will I fit it in? And then schedule it like it is a priority. See, sometimes we say something's a priority, but if we don't actually schedule it and put our money where our mouth is and invest in the time, then it just goes by the wayside. And they always say that you can tell a person's priorities by looking at their checkbook or their online bank account, or their schedule, because what you do with your time and your money tells the world what's important to you. All right. Number 5, become the person you want to be. So early in my career, of course, I knew nothing about running a business like Mary Kay. I knew nothing about, selling product, building those kind of customers, things like that. And so I looked to people who were in a place that I wanted to be, and I watched how they thought, and I hung out with them. I got in their space so that I could hear their thought process, and how they acted, how they treated people, what they said, all that kind of stuff, because I knew that I wanted to become like those women, because not only were they successful in their business, but they were successful in their life, with their families, with their marriages, with their finances, with their family, with their kids, with their community. And I wanted to be that person. And so I started to become, in my mind, doing the actions that looked like who I wanted to become in the process of becoming. And not necessarily just becoming the title of that position, but being the woman who would have that title because of who I became in the process. I hope you all know that personal growth and personal development is what it takes to get to the next level in your business, in anything you want to do in life, really. So you have to be first, be the person, then you do the activity, then you have the result that you want. So be, do, have. So first I had to be like, still being myself, but the thought process of other women who were successful. Then I started to have to do what they were doing, not exactly with my gifts and talents, but the work. And then I could have the results that I wanted. So I challenge you today to be, do, and have, to think about, what is your personal growth journey? What is your personal growth habit? What does your personal growth plan look like? And today, just 5 minutes today, where could you find 5 minutes today to listen to a podcast, read a positive growth book for 5 minutes, do an audiobook on a drive? What do you turn on when you get in the car? Are you listening to whatever, or are you intentionally investing in you? Because you are the best investment you could ever invest in, and that will have a ripple effect in your business, in your life, and in your family. All right, go out and do the and then some.